sing your song. What can he say? No?
Thank you. Here's a question. How much is the dig costing? Would they be doing this if the decision was made to leave the Linda Park? How much is the dig costing, and would they be doing that if they had already decided to keep it a park?
How much is what costing?
The archaeological dig.
That's about 300,000.
Is that it? About 300,000, 260,000. This is not the first one that's been done, and this group is building on the last two. That one was done in 1992, I think, and 96, I believe. And so this is the first one since then. And so they are going further than they did before. We lost some really historic buildings out there. One of them being the barn, which was done before, and I was told about it, that it was being closed, and that the barn, he didn't even tell us about tearing the barn down. He just sent people out and tore it down. So.
He's gone.
Did you want to say anything? Is the American Planning Association the same group hired for the recent Denby-Warwick corridor development plan?
Not that I know of. I don't think that's the same group.
I don't know.
No, this is the American Planning Association. It's the countrywide one.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's not. That was another group.
Another question. How much revenue do the other council members expect to gain on a yearly basis by zoning the farm area residential and accepting an offer from a developer?
I haven't talked to them about a specific figure, but they do believe that there will be tax revenue coming to the city, of course, on the homes that are occupied out there, and then there would be some cash coming to the city for the sale of the land. Any of those considerations, I think, would pale in comparison to the loss of that land to the city of Newport News. So we really haven't gotten into specifics on it. I don't think it's worthwhile.
I met the other day with a lawyer who is representing a firm who wants to do high-end housing. You're not going to want to hear this back there. At the Hertzler farm. That's been something in the works for some time, and I think they're ready to move forward. So when they say there are no high-end housing, there are several. There's one that's just been done at the end of Barclay Road. Some of you know or may have seen that one. And this other one. And then I know the one that with the road, Atkinson Boulevard, off Atkinson Boulevard, there's another development. And now there's talk about developing Enview, which they're talking about that again. So things have a way of getting recycled. So I haven't heard much about it, but I know they're talking about it. Not all of it, but part of it.
So get your fighting hats on.
Can the city make Warwicktown part of the National Register of Historic Places? You say it's already there? Would this help stop development? Well, I guess that's already been answered. Just of that exact space, right?
Well,
There would be incentives there that you could get. You could get incentives from the historic place, to do things cheaper, certain financing, also certain grants, I think, for those developments that are historically based. So it is an advantage of having it, but what do you want there, though?
Right. This is a great one. The writer says, we have two twins, boy and girl, that live in Manhattan, New York. When they come to visit, the first request is, let's go to the big playground, Riverview. Amen. The last comment I have here, Windsor Castle Park in Smithfield has fests all year, wine fest, beer barbecue, 5K runs, etc. Also, it has support from Smithfield Foods. So there are some ideas of ways to raise money. It is almost 8:30. Adrian, do we want to open it up a little bit or
Yes.
or end it? Okay.
Let's open up,
Our other mic died, so I'll have to take this mic in and you'd have to insert it. Does anyone else have a question they'd like to ask the counselors?
The Planning Commission voted unanimously, really to our surprise and we were so pleased, to remove the term understudy from the comprehensive plan. Do you think that City Council will decide to put that back? Do you think that they will accept all the changes that the Planning Commission made to the document?
I think that we will accept it as presented. And so that was why it was really important. It shows you the power you all have, is that you did, you can't hear me on that.
You know, the power you have is that you went down there and you talked to that planning commission and you stood up and you each talked about it. And that is the power of the people, and that's what we've got to harness. I think this will be a great, but I don't think anybody, I may be wrong, but in my mind, I don't think you will see that term put back in.